right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with Elijah Smith. Elijah, how we doing?
I'm doing great. Fresh off of work, man.
So, talk us a little bit more about that, man. What do you kind of do for work?
Yeah, so I'm a service advisor at a Subaru dealership. It's called Huberger Motors. One of my sponsors, they really help me out. But yeah, I help service people's cars, simple things like oil change, tire rotation, simple stuff like that.
Very nice, very nice. And man, obviously we were talking not too long ago, but what's maybe next for your fight? I mean, how quick can we maybe see you back in the cage, man?
I'm hoping to get back in there September, sometime in September. But yeah, we're just enjoying the rest of this summer, probably late July. Well, I actually took the week off from the gym because it's like I said the last time I was still dealing with a little bit of my hand injury with my knuckle. So I wanted to give it a full week of because I thought I tried rushing back into it too fast and I hurt my hand again. So I decided to take this week off and hop back into it next week. But yeah, slowly getting back into it. And like I said, September is probably the best time that we're thinking about getting back in.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be sick, man. And on your last fight, I mean, you were sharing the car with a couple Ultimate Fighter veterans. I mean, talk us a little bit more about what it was kind of like to share the car with like Eric Shelton and Aaron Phillips a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty dope. I mean, when I actually talked to Eric when we got to the hotel. Um, I had to cut a few pounds, and he had his kids and his wife and everything at the swimming pool. And yeah, he was real cool, really nice, and yeah, just a vibe, man. He was a cool vibe. I didn't really get to talk to the other guy, but Eric, I could tell you, he was really genuine, and yeah, it was pretty dope. And also to be able to sit there and see like how they cope with things and just in the fight game, how they deal with the pressure and stuff like that. It was pretty cool to see. I wish I would have asked them more questions. I mean, I guess I could probably ask my pops really because my pops he was on the Ultimate Fighter not once but twice, so I can probably get the gist of it. But I probably wanted to talk to. I wish I should have asked him a couple of questions, but just because he's another 35er, and so we can kind of relate a little bit more. But other than that, I mean, we were kind of focused on our fights, so that's why we really didn't get too much interaction. So that's how that played out.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, man. And when we were talking last time too, you mentioned that you just dropped your EP and stuff. Do you got any more music on the way? What's up with that?
Yeah, so I am working on another project already. Uh, haven't really figured out the title, but like I said, I'm trying to. Hopefully, it'll be out by September, or somewhere around the time that I'll be fighting again. I feel like that'd be a great time to drop another EP or hopefully an album, whatever makes sense to my head. But also I've been dabbling a little bit into, a little bit into fashion. Had a photo shoot few about a week and a half ago, and I can't wait to put that out. So I always like to keep myself busy and not just have my main focus on one area. Just because I get bored too much, man. I get bored sitting around and training. I'm like, man, I need to do something that's gonna spice up my life a little bit. So that's why I do all these outside activities.
No, I definitely hear you, man. I'm kind of the same way. And when it comes to fashion, I mean, have you considered maybe dropping your own merch or anything like that in the future? What's up with that?
Yeah, I do want to drop my own merch, but I just haven't really put in the idea of wanting to, or like figuring out like what is it that I want to create, what is what is the look that I want to put out. So before I even do anything like that, I probably want to give them my pops, people, or some of my friends who are really big in fashion as well, just to start brainstorming and putting things together that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And when it comes to like designer brands, what's maybe some of your favorite designer brands?
Designer brands. Funny enough, I'm not really too fond into big designer brands. I mean, I like Gucci, I like Versace, I like Prada, all that stuff like that. But I've been starting to get into thrifting a little bit. It's yeah, you find some real like diamonds when you're going thrifting. Some really vintage, just outgoing stuff that you probably won't find at a cheaper price at that, and you probably won't find at one of the bigger stores. But I guess name brand. I mean, if I had to live and only rock one name brand for the rest of my life, it would probably be Nike.
Okay, okay,
Ha-
fair enough.
ha- Hands down. I mean, like, you got everything that you need from sportswear to casual wear to, if it gets cold, winter wear. I feel like you can't go wrong with Nike.
Fair enough, fair enough. Are you into like watches and like chains and all that kind of stuff as well too?
Yeah, plain Janes. I really, I mean, when I was younger, I thought it was all about the diamonds, but it's actually the plain Jane Rollies. That's really the big that'll hold its value. More than like VVS diamonds all around the two-tone plated watches and stuff like that. I like the plain Janes just because it's more vintage. I mean, if you're wearing a plain Jane Rolex and you're going to a casino and you're shooting dice, and they're gonna notice that more. The older gentlemen, they're gonna notice that more than the diamonds and the high fashion, because once you buy, I mean, diamond. I like diamonds. I like VVS cut diamonds, but once you buy it, the value of that drops immediately, not immediately and drastically. So I like to go with things that value stick with.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. That makes sense. And are you a sneakerhead at all? Do you like sneakers at all too?
Oh yeah, I like my sneakers. I mean, Jordans. But my favorite sneakers that I've kind of got into is, like I said, back to Nike. They're called Nike P6000 and Nike Vermeros. They're a low key shoe. They call it a casual shoe. I use it when I'm lifting. I like to wear them when I'm lifting or when I'm at work or something, just because they're really comfortable. But they're super stylish, and they haven't reached the level of like Jordans or something like that. But for sneakerheads, if they know if y'all know what Rashis are,
Oh yeah.
Rashi runs, yeah, they're like that. But I feel like here in the next year they'll get to that pinnacle of what Rashi runs were. But yeah, they're low key shoes. So I always like to find the stuff that I try to find the fits or the shoes that nobody's quite caught on to yet. I want to be the first one to say, yeah, I was rocking that first. Nobody had this before me.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you. That's definitely pretty sick, man. And you mentioned lifting a little bit. I mean, what do you kind of like to do when you're doing your strength and conditioning and stuff?
Strength and conditioning, I mean, really, it's just basic lifts. I like to keep my basic lifts as squats, deadlifts, bench press, and then whatever core exercise. And then here and there, we'll implement some like land rows or something that's going to imitate like Turkish get ups, getting off your back. So yeah, we do our strength and conditioning workouts every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then because you don't want to burn yourself out. You still got jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing. You still got all these classes that you got to do within a week, so you don't want to burn yourself out. So Mondays will be our Tuesdays will be our heavier days. Thursdays will be our lighter days. So that way, and then we spar on Fridays. So that way, when we go into Friday, we're not so burnt out and tired throughout the week. We still have energy to keep going.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely that makes sense. And you mentioned in your next fight you were maybe hoping for like the title shot or maybe even a Dana White Contender Series fight. Have you heard anything from maybe like Fury if maybe the title shot could be next for you?
No, not yet. We haven't heard anything yet, but there are some exciting fights that I am looking forward to. With the bantamweight, you have Cameron Smotherman. He's fighting, I think, next month. Then you have it's funny enough, Josh Walker is fighting Reyes Cortez. I will be watching that fight because if anybody who's been following me, they'll know that Reyes Cortez is my only loss on my record. So I would like to see. I want to see how that fight plays out. I always wanted to get a rematch, but who knows if Josh Walker goes out there and he beats Reyes Cortez, then that's gonna. I like I said, I already want to get a rematch. If I see that happen, that's really gonna like prompt me to get a rematch. But we'll see how that all works out. But I will be watching. I'll be watching.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought up that fight because when it comes to that loss, I mean, how do you think that maybe helped you kind of grow as a fighter and an athlete?
I mean, it's helped me. It humbled me. It made me slow down my process and really think more and be a better fighter. Like, I can't just go out there and just. I felt like I was operating off of athleticism, and that can only take you so far in any sport, whether if it's football, basketball. Talent can only get you so far, but it's the extra work that you put in to better your technique. That's what's gonna make you a better fighter. So, really humbled me and made me go back and dial into some of my insecurities that I've had in the fight game. So, to address those insecurities, I had to take that loss, and I feel like now, I mean, on a 4-fight win streak, 3 finishes, I mean, I could say it's done me justice. It's done me justice. So, and I'm only growing, getting better. I'm still young, so yeah. But I'm really, like I said, I'm really excited to see how that fight plays out because Reyes Cortez, he has the one thing that I can say because I fought both of them. The one thing that I could say is that Reyes Cortez, he does have he has some pretty good calf kicks, low kicks, and I feel like and while I was studying Josh Walker, we saw that he didn't check a lot of kicks. Even the couple of calf kicks that I threw at him in his last fight, that he didn't really check them. So that would be my number one concern is how fast can Cortez get on those legs, and can Josh Walker adjust to that? So these are like little things I always look at, and I don't understand. I always preach it every day. Film study, guys. I always study my opponent.
Yeah, no, that's definitely important. And you mentioned Cameron Smothering as well too. That's another guy I've actually had on the show. I mean, what maybe excites you with that matchup?
Um, I just think Cameron, he's a good, tough fighter, and man, I feel like I'm at that point in my career. Like, man, let's test it, man. Let's test to see where I'm at. Uh, I've been watching him for a while. We fought on the same cards. Um, yeah, and I just feel like that's an exciting fight for fans, for fight fans, for Fury, for everybody. And I mean, yeah, I mean, there's no other way that I can put it. I respect him and I respect his team, and I just think he's a tough fighter. So I'm only here to fight the toughest.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. And when it comes to your career and stuff, what's maybe some of your goals right now in MMA?
To be a world champion. Um, Here in the regional scenes, I feel like because my dad, when he was coming up, he fought for LFA, and he was able to win the LFA belt and defend it and win it. I want to be able to bring home a world championship and get signed, man. It's like it's as simple as that. I want to be a regional champion. I want to get signed to UFC, become a UFC champion, and I want to have the best. I want to show. I want to be, and then to end it off, end off in the Hall of Fame. I feel like I want to be the first, from my gym to be able to achieve those accolades, and I feel like with the team that I have, we can definitely achieve that goal.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be awesome, man. And like I was kind of mentioned before, like when we talked before, you also outside of the cage, you have like a dog as well too. What's kind of your dog's name? How long you had it for?
Yeah, I have a Maltese. He's about 7 pounds. I actually his birthday is actually on the 17th of this month,
Nice.
and then yes, which is pretty cool. My daughter's birthday is on the 22nd of this month, so yeah, we got some special dates coming up. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, I've never really been a big dog guy, so when people see me pulling up to the gym with this little 7 pound Maltese that everybody mistakes as a poodle, which he's not a poodle. It throws everybody off. They're like, man, what this the guy that be going out and fighting in the cage? Yeah, that's me with the Maltese. Yep, and he's my dog. He's my man.
Yeah, no,
Keep
that's
me
what's up, man.
sane, man.
That's good. No, that's definitely good, man. And you mentioned you have a daughter, man. I mean, what's maybe some of your favorite memories as a father as well too?
Uh, Being able to come back home to a fight and she's telling me like she's so happy that she'll tell me, Daddy, I saw your fight. I'm happy you won. It's really cool. And she starts school. She starts school this year. She'll be turning 5. So I mean, yeah, she's been there through the ups and downs. And yeah, I think the biggest thing is that I love seeing how smart she is. Like I was just talking about this earlier with one of my friends. Is that she actually listens, and it's just cool to see that involvement in your child. It's like, dang, like I remember you couldn't even say anything. You didn't even know what words were, and now I'm seeing you putting full sentences together, seeing you write her name, saying her ABCs, counting to 20. It's like, wow, I guess it's getting real now. I guess she doesn't even want to be called. She don't. I tell her, I'm like, you're still my baby. She doesn't even like being called a baby. She's like, I'm a little kid. I'm like, okay, okay, all right, Miss Lady. Yeah,
No, that doesn't make sense, man. Would you ever have your daughter try to train martial arts with you as well too in the future?
yeah. I mean, that's something. Oh man, ooh, I know how my pops feels about me fighting, because I have a little brother as well. He's about to be dang, that's crazy. I don't even know how old he is. I know he's young though. But my pops, he tells me, he's like, man, I don't even want your little brother to get into fighting, because it's a stressful ride. Like, for an example, my pops, I've noticed it, like the last few fights, we'll have breakfast the fight day, and he won't eat, and then after that, after the fight, when the fight's over, he's like, man, I've been starving. I'm like, man, because you was nervous, wasn't you? He's like, yeah. I'm like, man, I'm nervous too. So it's like, he tries to keep it mellow. So I'm like I said, I mean, every fighter, they're always nervous. Like if a fighter tells you they're not nervous, they're lying to you. Like
Yeah.
another guy is trying to take off their head. There's no way that they're not. But so I can see why my pop doesn't want my little bro to hop into fighting. But if it happens naturally, then it happens. I won't be mad. I'll be supportive. But man, I don't know if I can. eesh, I don't know if I can really witness her. See my daughter taking punches to the face, and I don't know. I don't know. But I guess
I
we'll
hear
cross
you.
that path when that time comes.
No, I hear you. Fair enough. And do you happen to bring like your daughter, like your friends and family to your fights? What's up with that?
Not in Texas. I mean, I'm not able. My daughter, she watches from home. She watches my fights when I fight in Texas. But the only people that really come out when I fight in Texas is my pops, maybe one other corner, and then my mom, and then my girlfriend. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, I like it better when I always say this because I like fighting in front of my home crowd, but that's when the pressure is the most. That's when the anxiety is at its the highest. So I like to go into people's backyards and beat them in their own backyard, because I like being people in front of their family. I don't that's just kind of how I like to see it. And I made this travel all the way. I'm like, why not beat you in front of your family? You made me travel, all these hours. So nobody ever wants to come to Colorado. Fury, we got to get you. Come on, Fury, we got to get you out to Colorado, man.
Yeah, no,
That's
it would definitely be sick. Well, I'd definitely like to see that as well too. And
like,
man, Elijah, it's been awesome talking to you, my man. What's maybe your final message out there for the fans watching this video?
yeah, final message right here. Let's see. If you're at rock bottom, you know what they say. There's only one way that you could go. If you're at the bottom of the totem pole, you can only go up. So don't take these losses too personal. And also don't take these wins too personal, because as I've grown to learn, is that when you fight and you lose, I mean, people move on. People move on. And it's like people will forget about that in the next day or two. The only person that will remember is yourself, so you just got to work on yourself. Now, when you win, that win only lasts for maybe a week or two, and then you got to restart the process all over of training, cutting weight, figuring out your opponent, game planning, all that stuff. So don't get caught up, in the future. Just think about now, and just take everything one at a time, a day at a time, and enjoy life, man. Because we're not here for a long time, so really enjoy life.
Yeah, no,
Enjoy this
Elijah,
process.
100%, dude. I definitely think that was an awesome message, and I'm really glad you came back on the show, man. You got a lot of potential, and we're looking forward to what's next there. Hopefully, that UFC is going to be calling you soon, because, like I said, you got a lot of potential, man. And thank you once again for coming on. It means a lot to me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. Fresh off of work too. That's pretty
Fresh
crazy.
off of work.
Literally. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, man. It means a lot. And like I said, we'll be in touch. Hopefully, we can do another one in the future. And keep working hard, man. I'm looking forward to what's next with you, bro.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Take care.